We're currently in an unprecedented epidemic. Every generation has its own kind of drug epidemic. Right now, it's the opiate epidemic. I think we've all been touched by that. It's a myth that it's typically a new drug user who dies of an overdose, although that can happen. It's typically people in their 30s. It's often men, middle class. When you look into the demographics of it, I mean, it could happen to anyone, but on average, it's people who've been using 5-10 years. What would increase someone's risk factor, like mixing substances or relapse after any period of non-use. So if someone's in the hospital, they're incarcerated, they're in a treatment program, their tolerance is going to go down very rapidly. Mixing alcohol, benzos, opiates, those three substances in particular would greatly increase someone's risk. And then in 2014, when fentanyl came on the scene, that greatly increased the numbers, where it went exponentially higher and higher every year from a quantitative standpoint. Prescription opiates have been diverted and abused. That's one of the main causes. When OxyContin came on the scene from Purdue Pharma, that led a lot of people into the opiate world who may have not otherwise entered it. There was a reduced stigma with pills. So many people became physically dependent on OxyContin, Oxy-40s, and then from that, people invariably find that they're unable to sustain an addiction financially, and then from an economic standpoint, they often choose to go down the heroin road. As a human right, ethically speaking, people have the right to have their pain treated, but on the other hand, there's no doubt that doctors have been overprescribing and that these medications have been diverted and abused. I think a lot of doctors are afraid to prescribe now, so I think we've seen that. People don't want to lose their licenses. Prescription monitoring programs in some areas where you can see what is being prescribed by whom, and doctors can verify, whereas previously, people could doctor shop, pay cash, and the doctors wouldn't know that other doctors were already writing concurrent prescriptions for similar or the same medications. So there are means in place, I think, to reduce this, but it's not just the opiates, it's the benzos too. I think that's part of the problem. So like Xanax, Klonopin, those two in particular, have a high potential for abuse and diversion and dependence, particularly when mixed with opiates as far as leading down the road to potential overdose.